All right, the Twitch is up and we're on gaming talk show, so let's just start it up.
Booyah. Oh, I
You guys
should
cool with
probably
that?
retweet this here like I normally do.
For all the people. All right, welcome to episode 4 of our Halo 5 podcast, still unnamed, under the Blitz5 and Friends YouTube page. So I'm Blitz5, and here are my two friends. This is Chris, aka Fetechini, with his
Hello.
fettuccine pasta logo. And we also have Thomas, aka Kairu the Great. Introduce yourself.
How's it going?
What's up? They know
Alright,
me by now.
Yeah, so obviously, you guys are either watching this live on Twitch, probably not, or on YouTube, or on SoundCloud. Those are our 3 places right now. We're still working on getting on iTunes. We don't have a logo or anything official set up on that way, but at least if you want to listen to it, you can. And you can download it on the SoundCloud if you want to like put it on your phone if you can't watch it on YouTube. So that's one way to do it. So I wanted to start off with seeing how much you guys have been playing Halo this week, and the Big Team Battle playlist. You guys want to go ahead and talk about? I know me and Chris played it on Saturday.
We binged it on Saturday.
Yeah, we did.
That was probably my biggest. I played a little bit. The last 2 nights I played with you, we played a bunch of random games, and then that was like last Tuesday, and then I played a bit on Thursday, and then we had the whole binge for our friend Andrew. It was his birthday, so a bunch of us got on, played a bunch of games, and that was I love the Big Team Battle so far. I guess we'll get into that in a bit, but Tom, you can go ahead.
Yeah, there's not much really I can add. I haven't played like a whole lot. I think I played like the 10 placement games and then probably like maybe another 10 games tops. I like playing on Headlong or whatever it's called in this game, obviously.
Guillotine, I think.
Yeah. I was kind of a little nervous that it was going to kind of be like Warzone. Like, not as far as like how it's played, but like just like the like mass chaos. But I feel like I just didn't think it was going to play out as good as it did. And I kind of like you really don't notice that there's so many people in the game. Is I guess what I'm trying to say. Like it just seems pretty like the maps are like good size and you know it's just not like completely chaotic. Like you can actually like relax and kind of set yourself up and shit like that. Like it's not just mass chaos. Like I feel like Warzone is. So I was pretty happy.
Except for that one map, that one really small Big Team Battle map. That's like you're looking at each other. It's like it's almost
with the
like
Two satellites.
The 2 satellites.
yeah, the satellite map. That's
Yeah,
I think that's a remake of an old map called Standoff from like Halo 3 or 4, but I'm not sure if that's the actual name of it.
I think it was Halo. I feel like it was Reach actually.
It might have been
But
Reach,
I know which one you're talking about, and that map did not play well, at least to me. So
At least
I mean,
it wasn't
this
too
was
bad on Slayer. Strongholds, it was ridiculous. I mean, we were talking about that when we were playing. Like trying to get like that mid was just ridiculous.
Yeah, definitely.
And like we even said like CTF just like would not work on that map. Like we had like that discussion like while we were playing.
Yeah, I don't even think they probably don't even have it in the playlist. I don't think it's possible to even
I
have
believe
that.
so. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can imagine trying to get like a return mid or something to see just
Yeah.
like bodies on top of bodies just piling up.
Yeah, it would be
Grenades
like that.
everywhere.
Whatchamacallit, I'm currently sick right now, so I'm gonna do my best not to like clear my throat. I have a glass of water and some tea, but my throat is like really bad today. So hopefully it won't be too bad in the podcast. But I didn't actually play too much Halo this week, as far as I can remember. Just on Saturday, we played for like 4 or 5 hours straight, like Chris was saying. I did place in Big Team Battle. I saw that a lot of people are placed lower in Big Team Battle than like most other playlists. I think it's pretty hard to like have a high score in that game because I think the CSR is going off like your actual score per minute kind of score. I don't know if you're familiar with that, Tom, but that like changed a lot of. I think that's what they're doing. Like in Call of Duty, me and Steve used to compete on like what our score was, and then Call of Duty moved to like a score per minute. Oh,
Yeah, I
I think that's probably what it is. Is like CS. Oh no, it's CSR.
Yeah.
I don't know what it stands for, but I think it does have some kind of like. It does take into account how many points you're getting because you could get like 30 kills in a big team battle or like Warzone, but you're still not on top of the leaderboard. It's all about like, did you capture the flag and stuff like that and like do objectives. So I think it definitely takes that into account. And there's keep going.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
There's a website right now. I have to get it, and I'll put it in the link description. I think it's just called like Halo Tracker. Actually, I'm gonna Google it right now.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
It's Halo Tracker.
That's how I was searching like where I was for free for all like a few weeks ago.
Yeah, so Halo Tracker isn't a super comprehensive site yet. Like, I guess they don't have everybody that's playing Halo 5 in their database, but they do have like a ton of information. You could see like where people are placed. They came out with this information, like how many people are placed in Champion, how many people are placed in Onyx in each playlist. And Big Team Battle had like the least amount of like high level players placed. Everybody was placed in like Platinum, when like in Free For All and SWAT, there's a lot of people placed in like Onyx and Diamond. You know what I mean? It's pretty interesting.
Much easier to carry games there.
Yeah, definitely. Like on Onyx and SWAT, and my like skill level definitely is easier. Like me and Chris actually, when was that? Me and Chris, was that earlier this week, Chris, that I got placed in Onyx and we were playing a lot of SWAT and we met those people?
Yeah, we joined up with a gaming crew. Shout out to Arc, if any of them listening out there. But we were playing a bunch with them, and it was really fun to get a group of 4 going. But yeah, we were just destroying games, and then you went to Onyx. I also went up a bunch. I went to I think Diamond 4 or Diamond 5 in that too. So I was catching up. But yeah, the wins when you're in a winning streak, it really does just get you up there.
Yeah, explain I don't think Tom knows the story. I would explain it, but my throat is like messed up. Explain, Tom, like what happened. We met these dudes, and like they have a clan.
Yeah. We had a really good game. Me and Ray just jumped to a SWAT game to warm up, or maybe we were playing SWAT. We were playing a bunch of different things, and then we met these guys who run a clan called Arc, and they were looking for a full group to play with. So we joined these 2 guys, and I think we legitimately won. I think 13 out of 14 SWAT games.
We only lost one game. We played over 10 and under 20 for sure.
Yeah, and most of them weren't close. There was a few games. I think Ray averaged like 20 kills throughout the entire spree. They were the 3 of them were a bit better than me. So, but I was holding my own at the end. But it was just a shit show for wherever else we were playing, except for that one game. And the rankings just shot up for all of us.
Yeah, and these dudes were cool. I guess they have like their own. They're pretty new. They have like their own gaming community. I don't know if ARC stands for something, but they were like trying to pretty much like, they were joking, but they were pretty much trying to get us to like join their community, saying like check out our forum, all that stuff, and they did seem like cool dudes. I'm just not super interested in like joining a thing and like taking a part of like all like the community stuff. But I would definitely play with them in the future for sure.
100% play with them.
They were really good dudes.
They were really fun.
And even the one guy was funny. He was just like, every time it got close or we were losing, he would just be like, all right, guys, like, don't worry, like, we got this. He was like being mad, like, supportive dad. Like I don't know, it was so funny. He was just like,
you're right.
Right, what was he saying? He was just like, all right, everybody take a deep breath. Everybody take a deep breath. And honestly, like, we would like be like, all right, let's chill. And then we would go up by like 10 points. And I was like, dude, that's like having a person be like that instead of someone being negative and just being like, fuck this dude, we lost. You know what I mean? Or like, we're going to lose is so helpful. And that actually helped us a bunch of times come back. It was fun. Yeah, man.
Class
and then now,
Spartan.
yeah, and then now like, and I learned more about the Onyx like ranking. I know, Tom, you know all about that stuff, but like I learned way more about like, I guess right now in SWAT, the top people in the world are ranked like around 2,000 or something like that in SWAT. And when you get placed into SWAT, you're at 1,500. Or I'm sorry, when you get placed into Onyx, you're at 1,500. Mm-hmm. And you don't move up a lot at all. So basically, those people have just played a lot of games to get to 2,000. Because when you win a game, you only get like 10 or 20 CSR points or something like that. It's very small. Like, it's not that much.
That was my problem. Like when I like grinded out free for all when the game first came out, and I got to like high 1800s, low 1900s, for Onyx. Mm-hmm. And like the champion threshold was like 1920, so I was only like 50 points away. And then like, you know, I got busy like for a few days like with Dominic and work and stuff, and I wasn't able to play for a few days. And then like I went back on Halo Tracker and looked, and now like champion starts at like 2100, like, so I'm like now I'm like 300 fucking CSR away. But But like it shows you like games played, and they had like a lot more games played than me. So it's like you said, it's just kind of based off like how many games you play because you don't rank up very much, especially in free for all. Like unless you get first, like you're only getting like 5 to 10 like CSR if you get like second through fourth.
Which is weird because like the whole reason why they, I guess this kind of happens probably in League. We just don't know because we never got that high. But like in the lower rankings, it's more about how did you play, where did you get placed, and like if you can keep winning, you move up in division. But once you get to Onyx, it's basically like who just has the most time because like obviously everyone that made it to Onyx is pretty equal in skill level. I mean, obviously, there's going to be people who like that guy is really good. I'm not going to beat him, and you know what I mean. But like for the most part, I'm sure, like basically once I got placed in Onyx, we didn't start losing. You know what I mean? So like if me, Chris, and these two art guys kept playing for the next 20 hours straight, like I could probably be like a champion in Onyx. You know?
Yeah. Like right now, I'm looking right now. Like the highest person in free for all, it has 2,600. CSR.
That's crazy though. That's a lot.
That's the number one person.
That's crazy.
That's pretty nuts. That's like almost impossible to catch.
He has like 300 games played.
In free for all or just total?
Oh, let me see. That might be in total.
Still,
no,
a good amount.
No, he has 209 free for all games played.
Okay. Yeah, I only have 190 games played total.
Yeah.
In every game type. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. I mean, I want to talk about this later, but I guess we should bring it now because we're talking about it. It's a good segue. Like, so what's going on with the Halo resets? They said it was going to be monthly, right? Or did they change that? Is it going to reset at the end of November?
Well, I think initially, I forget exactly where I read it, but it was before the game even came out. But they said that. I think they're gonna let like this one run for a while to kind of see how it goes.
Yeah, definitely. Because the game came out in October, so they definitely weren't gonna let it end in October. You know, November 1st.
They said eventually that they want to make it like each month is a season, kind of thing. Like they kept using the word like season, just like League, I guess.
Okay.
But I mean, I don't know. I think like a month is definitely not long enough to. I don't know. That just doesn't seem like enough time to like accomplish anything. I don't know. I mean, it is if like you sit there and grind it out, but like I don't know. I think that's a little too short.
Yeah, I mean, I think it allows you to get like ranked. Like in Hearthstone, I thought a month was too short too, but now I find myself being like, oh wow, I'm still like it's still this month's season. Like I find myself saying that like all the time to myself. Like I thought it was going to be really short and like be a pain in the ass. But it actually, like, a month of gaming isn't... If you're playing the game, you know, every day or once or twice a week or whatever, it kind of takes a while to pass through. But I think maybe, like, 2 months would maybe make more sense.
Yeah. I don't know. I wonder... I don't think they really talked about it yet, but, like, if they're going to do, like, rewards or... I mean, I'm sure they are. Like, like, if you get, like, silver in League, you get, like, that little border. You know what I mean? Like,
I bet they probably don't have something planned now, to be honest with you. It seems like Halo, like, wasn't ready for all those things, or 343, but I'm sure as soon as the season ends, people will be, like, saying that you should do this, and they'll change it.
Yeah, without a doubt.
It'd be a pretty cool thing to have maybe exclusive skins, exclusive armor. It'd be hard to do month by month, because I'm sure that's a lot of files they have to work on to throw into the game, but even, like, a year... or like seasonal type deal. If they do that, that's a really good incentive to try to get ranked.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of people already kind of brought this up, mentioning League on the Halo 5 subreddit. So like people are definitely thinking about this, but I just can't see anything like set in stone or any news articles saying like any confirmation of like the actual season times. Or what kind of it'd be nice even to get like a gold pack or like a special pack. You know how Warzone is like its special pack? They should have like the end of the season pack or something like that. Or you don't really play a lot of Hearthstone, but at the end of Hearthstone they do a thing now where like if you're the best rank you could be is like you rank to 1 and then under 1 it's kind of like the champion thing. Right, Chris? That's what it is? Like after you get to 1 you become like this weird rank.
Once you reach the 1, you become legend, and at that point it kind of turns into the champion type deal where you literally see the number of rank you are in your region. So if we got it, we'd be in North America. So you can hit Legend, which is his own rank, and it gives the highest rewards. But then, in a way, it's like the real ladder grind at that point, because then you're literally ranking up against the top people, and you can see that number change as you go. And if you don't play for a while, you will drop on that.
Yeah, but
At least from what I know.
explain like the reward system, how like how it works at the end.
Oh, okay. Well, Hearthstone implemented a new monthly reward system where originally it was once you get past rank 20, you get a new card back, so something cosmetic for your deck, and it'd be a new one each month, which is pretty cool. They had a lot of good ones. But they found a lot of people would just rank up to 20 and then just stop really doing rank for the month once they got their card back. But now they implemented a new system where the higher up you go, closer to rank 1, they'll give you a chest at the end of the month, and the better you do, the better reward you'll get. So you'll get different rare cards. I don't think you can get a legendary card, but you get increased like a set of rewards. So in a way, they could do that with Halo if you're like say
Yeah.
Onyx or a Diamond at the end of the season. They can give you a bunch of like gold rec packs or like a just throwing a skin on its own, or if you're something like silver or gold, then you'll just get, I don't know, like a bronze rec pack, maybe just like a common piece of armor, but something. And knowing you had that kind of that package of free items to be able to grind for is a nice incentive, especially since a lot of people seem to be enjoying the packs. Like I guess we all are, and I definitely know I am.
Yeah, I think if you're going to
So
make a monthly ranking system, you have to give people incentives to like climb,
Yeah.
and knowing like, hey, if I get to platinum or diamond 1, I'm going to get X amount of gold packs or whatever, or like this many rare, ultra rare skins, then like it would definitely be worth it. I hope they do something like that.
Or even something like you get to Onyx or Champion, you're almost like not guaranteed, but you have a really high chance for like a legendary type item, and
Yeah.
that'd be really cool for especially the people who want to collect the items, since there are or the armor, since there are a lot of cool aesthetically looking pieces
Yeah,
out there.
totally.
The only thing like I'm kind of worried about with that too is as far as like the community is like, so like everyone's ranked, right? All the top players are up here in Onyx, and then you still have like your people who like can't even get out of like bronze, like and then like the season ends, and like the first week or two of the month, like all like these, there's a chance like these bronze players are just gonna get like mash up these Onyx players again, you know what I mean, and then just get like destroyed, you know what I mean? Yeah,
And it
that's
is
what I'm.
concerned with sorry to cut you off, but it's something that happens a lot of times in Hearthstone, to the point where I won't even play the first few days of the month, because when I guess it resets, they'll give you a bonus for how high you finish, so you might be past the early ranks, but if not, then you're kind of just in the same pool again, and you have to continue the grind, which happens a lot in ladder systems. I know they want to change it so that if you're at a certain point, you won't go all the way back to the beginning, but kind of have like a head start, just so you're not. So it's a bit fair, and I would hope they would implement something like that, and I think they would be smart enough to kind of see that happening, especially. I mean, it wouldn't be fun for more of a casual player to go in and just get stomped 10 games in a row.
Exactly. That's my only like thing with that whole restarting it every month.
Yeah, I don't know if like I think 343 like has all these ideas. I just don't think they've had the time to like implement it. Just from like reading all the news and Reddit and stuff like that, it seems like they just wanted to get this whole ranking system out, and then like it seems like they have a lot of troubleshooting to do. So I wonder if they really have thought about all that stuff. I don't know.
So I mean, they when they released the article like a week before the game came out about like the ranking system, like towards the end they did touch on it, on saying that like eventually they wanted to do monthly, like the monthly seasons. So like they mentioned it before the game even came out.
That's what I mean. I think that like things aren't really set in stone. I feel like they're going to be
Yeah.
like changing stuff and updating it. I don't think they really have like I don't think they have it fully ready yet. You know what I mean? Or else they would have launched with all that
Probably
stuff.
right.
But like they need to test it. Plus, you need to test like how it's going to play out. You never know. League of Legends has the same issue. Like they try to test stuff, and then on the first day it goes live. Like you have 1 million people playing, and it changes the way like they thought it was going to go.
Yeah.
I mean, you can never, and that's always going to be the issue, because in any game of this scale, because you're never going to be able to test for the entire player base, no matter how much internal testing you can do, the number won't match. So as soon as you throw the system at everyone, then a lot of the issues can crop up that way, just from the sheer numbers. So I mean, but at the same time, I love what they've done so far. So at this point, they kind of earn my trust in what they're going to implement since they've been so good on weekly updates and just throwing Big Team in pretty quickly after release and having the weekend playlist too.
Yeah.
Shoddy Snipers and the like.
Yeah, I think the weekend playlist is so much fun. And
Yeah,
you can vote on it right now, but tonight is the last night. Tomorrow's the last day you can vote on it, the 25th.
That's
I'll
like,
have to go check that out.
that's like a cool little thing that like I don't think any other game has done that, right?
For like each
Like-
weekend? Yeah, I've never seen
Yeah,
that
like
before.
like that. That's like a pretty cool little
Like video
thing.
games have had things where like you vote on like maybe new content that's coming in eventually, but this is like you vote for each weekend what's going to be there.
Yeah.
Right now it's Rumble Rockets, which I couldn't tell. They didn't have a description if that was free for all rockets. I think that's what that means, right?
Probably, yeah. I would assume
Yeah, I
so.
think so.
And then I don't know if you could like go into a lobby with friends, or if you'd have to go in by yourself, like free FFA style. And then so they had Rumble Rockets, they had just a Capture the Flag playlist, which I almost voted for because I love playing Capture the Flag, but I voted for the Rumble Rockets because it's like silly. And then they had doubles, team doubles again, and I think I don't know, doubles was really fun, but like you have to take that really seriously, so I didn't vote for it. I was like, meh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Plus
it's a very
Plus, we already
Sorry,
played it. I was saying, like,
Yeah, we already played it. I think that should almost be in the game soon, just full time. I think.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't
At this
know.
point, there's no reason they shouldn't. I kind of like the fact that they do silly things for the weekend vote,
Same.
like Shoddy Snipers, and I would like to see like a swords or like rocket. I'm glad to hear it's rockets, something dumb like that. Just to kind of keep it. It's almost like a relaxing playlist in a way, because it SWAT and certain, especially with the way we've played CTF, like I can get tense as hell.
Totally.
And just going to something silly where you're just shooting rockets across the map is a nice change of pace.
Yeah, it is. It is, especially because there's no social playlist right now. So it's like a good temporary fix to that. Just hop into this, and then but you still can try, but it's like fun.
Yeah.
You know, I'm looking forward to that. I think it'll be cool. But yeah, so you can vote on that until tomorrow. That's November 25th. So you basically don't have a lot of time. I'm going to upload this tonight, but if you're listening to this, it might be too late. But it looks like it usually ends on Wednesday, and it usually gets announced on like Sunday or Monday. So it's a very quick voting period, and you could usually find that on HaloWaypoint.com. You could just Google like Halo weekly voting poll. That's how I found it today. For anybody looking. So I guess we should talk about. We brought this up in the beginning. We touched on it a little bit, but this is like pretty important because it's the newest edition. It's the newest content to the game, but like the big team battle maps and all the new playlists. I guess I'll just start off by saying that I really enjoyed the playlist. I really enjoyed the maps. I heard a lot of people. I listened to some Halo podcasts today to just like prep for this podcast, just thinking like, what are people talking about? What are other people's opinions on Halo and stuff like that? And a lot of people didn't like some of the maps, and like I know Mark and some people were really judging them for not having like a lot of detail, like Headlong. But I don't think a lot of people were informed that like Forge makers made these maps and that it was done for like fun. And a lot of people are saying like they're going to be mad that Halo promised like a certain amount of free DLC maps. I think they promised 18 free maps this year. And people are saying that like, oh, if these 4, 5, 6, however many maps came out are part of that, they're going to be like really pissed off. And I was like, I think that's fair. I don't know, like they're huge maps. Halo 343 went in and fixed the maps. So these forgers went in, they made the maps, and then 343 went and finished them off and made sure that they were like playable and like added everything that needed to be added, right? So I don't know. I think it's fine. Do you guys have any like issues with that, the way they came out?
No.
I think that's a silly thing, really, because I mean the most important thing to me is that they all play well, and like we can. I know Mark was making fun of how bare bones Headlong looks, but
That's been a common thing like on the internet, I guess. But like a lot of people just being like haters.
I mean it's true for the future generation or current generation console that Xbox is. It can definitely pump out more detail, but the fact is it still plays so well, and it's still fun as hell to just run through that map. So to me, I didn't even notice the lack of detail. As soon as I saw, I'm like, hey, it's Headlong, and then we were in our 5th or 6th game, and I'm like, hey, it's Headlong again. This is great.
Yeah.
And
I think
it was just too fun to play.
I mean, like Halo's never been really like a game about graphics. Like it's been all about like gameplay and like as long as the maps play good, I feel like, which they all did. Like I really didn't have a complaint as far as how like they played it all. and like kind of goes back to saying like what we talked about like a few podcasts ago about like how like one of our main complaints about like the newer maps is just how much shit was on them. You know what I mean? Like how much environment was on them, and like
Yeah.
it was kind of nice that like these ones weren't so much like that. Like they kind of brought back like the old school Halo feel of just like an open kind of map. So
Yeah,
I
totally. I
enjoyed
mean,
it.
you remember like in Halo 4, there was so much stuff on some of those maps. It was like you were in the middle of like a jungle and you couldn't
Yeah,
see like anything. Everybody was dark green, and you're just like,
yeah,
I can't see anything right now.
yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of annoying.
And
So
what I like about the sorry to cut you off, just a thought. What I like about the headlong being the choice of, I guess, like a remade map that they threw in is that with the new gameplay mechanics of Halo 5, like the boost and the climbing, that just adds whole new aspects to that map, considering all the obstacles that are in it, the tower itself, and just hopping around. It makes it much more fast paced. Almost makes it smaller. It feels smaller in a way just because of how fast you can close distances if you want to. And that
Definitely.
was a really good choice of them to throw in. I'm really happy they chose that one.
Yeah, I agree that the map definitely did feel like smaller, but like you said, it was just because of like how you move around and stuff now. That's a good point.
yeah, and it made Headlong actually really nice because you could kind of like jetpack and climb or boost and climb to a lot of areas. So it made like it was still big enough to where like you could kind of stay back and hold a spot, but you could also get around the map a lot quicker, which was nice. I like that. Which one you guys can't see, but I pulled up for anybody watching on YouTube later or on Twitch right now the new Halo 5 maps on Halo Waypoint. And so yeah, it was only 4 maps. I forgot if it was 4 or 5. So you have Headlong, and then you have the Valhalla remake. I don't know if you guys realize that that's what that was. The Valhalla map has a pretty interesting story that I want to tell you guys about because I find it kind of interesting. It's like I was explaining it. Chris might have been in the lobby when I was explaining it. But Valhalla is the map. I think it's called Basin right now. And that's the one, Tom, with the two. It's got the 2 bases and like I don't even know how to describe it. The center base.
The center base. Yeah.
The center base, and the invis is in the rock little cave.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's incineration cannon on the little the hill on the other side of that.
Well, yeah, I guess my bad. I guess we were both.
And I know.
Well, no, I'm saying I guess you guys were both in the lobby when I was explaining it, so I'm just repeating information. But it's, I guess for anyone listening, it's just an interesting story to me how this map came about because like obviously there's Blood Gulch, and that's like the most famous map, right? Remade into Coagulation, and then they kept remaking that map. It's one of the most famous Halo maps, and then they didn't want to keep remaking it, so they like put a twist on it and named it Valhalla, and then that got put in like I forget what Halo that was, Halo Reach or Halo 3.
3, I think was
they put in like Valhalla, and then that's like the successor to that level. But then some games had Valhalla and Blood Gulch in the same map in the same game, and then so now like this remake is like a remake of both maps, but it's like the Halo 5 world, and it's definitely the most like. It's the farthest one from any of them. All of these maps, except for Headlong, are not similar to the actual ones. A lot of people were complaining about that snow map that they redid because they say it's nothing near the one that was released in Halo 4. And that's the map that me and Chris love, Recurve. Apparently, a lot of people on the internet don't like this map because it's really small. It's really like congested. Everyone kind of just like dies in the middle, and there's a tank. For how small the map is, people said that there shouldn't be a tank.
It is a schizophrenic map, but I do like that. Anytime there's chaos on maps, I think it just leads to more fun.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember that map, Tom. That was the Halo 4 map that was like a U. It was like a horseshoe, and it was covered in snow. And I hated that map, actually. It really pissed me off.
I like the one in this one.
Me too. It's one of my favorite big team battle maps. It's so much fun because you get in the Warthog, and it's just like chaos.
Yeah.
I think it's really fun. The only one I personally don't like is, I think it's called Deadlock. It's that one that we were talking about, the satellites on it. I just don't really like that map.
It's too tiny.
It's too like it's almost like the land version of the what's that ship map where you just shoot each other from both sides of the ship in Halo
From
1.
Halo 1.
What's that called?
Oh man, what is that map called? That was like the only map we used to play back then.
Yeah, I forget the name.
Blanking on it.
I forget.
Anyways, it plays like that map because you can see everybody like from everywhere. there's really like nowhere you can hide. You can just hide behind a rock, but then if you move out, it's like so strong. And then you have so many people who like aren't focused on getting the DMR in that map. Like basically, you need people like on these big team battle maps. The power weapons are so important. I think I wrote that down in like our chat and our group text today about how important the power weapons are. Like whoever has a sniper, like basically if someone bad on your team gets a sniper, and then someone good on their team gets a sniper, that's gonna like change the next 3 minutes of the game. You know what I mean? And I noticed that there was times when like we couldn't even get to their base because like some Halo Pro had the sniper and some like idiot on our team had the sniper and died, and now we like don't have one. You know what I mean? I kept noticing that. It was kind of like
Or at the same token, when we played a recurve, if that's the snow one, and Tom went 22-0 with the sniper rifle.
Yeah.
So it's much easier to get kills when you have someone confident with a weapon,
Totally.
and you have even with a railgun. I know we can be hit or miss with that, but getting that on that map with Deadlock, there's some people who went on crazy sprees when we were playing on both sides. It's just like there's so many more people to kill. And if you're good with the weapon, it's just more fodder.
I guess big team battle's always been like that. A little bit.
Yeah.
You get a good vehicle like in Headlong, you get the Mantis and stay in it, or the Banshee. You're pretty much you have a decided or a sizable advantage, I should say.
Have you guys used the Mantis? I've only used it like one time in like Warzone.
I haven't even touched it yet.
I used it twice in this game. One time in a war zone, and I got a lot of kills. And then the one time when we played Headlong, I got in it and then blew up really fast. One, because they had, I think, the Spartan laser, and I also had a teammate shooting me in the back because he was not happy that I was the one that got to the Mantis first. Maybe he should boost it. I don't know. But
yeah, it seems like on Headlong it doesn't last very long. Every time we
I think it's balanced well that way because of how if someone because you can move it around so well because I guess it's bipedal the way it works. You can hide behind buildings, but if you get it in the spawn, there's so many points looking down at it that you can get so many people shooting on it at once that I think the way it's placed in the map is perfect for its use. And unless it's taken by someone that's really good at it and can hide well, it's actually I think it's decently easy to take out.
Yeah, I was pretty bummed about the Banshee on Headlong because they really put like a really low limit on how high you can fly. I died immediately once I got it.
You were just incredulous at that.
So yeah, I was so mad because I didn't even fly that high. I was just trying, like some guy was trying to shoot me with like, I forget what kind of weapon it was, maybe like a carbine. I just wanted to like get out of the way of him shooting me, and then it was just like, it gave me like a 10, 9, and I just died. I was like, I need more than 2 seconds to respond to that. I don't know. I thought it was weird, but now I know.
Yeah, I got in it once, and I wasn't really. It like felt like really hard to fly, and it just didn't. I don't know. I wasn't really that happy with it.
The maps really aren't, unless you're playing Warzone. The maps really aren't big enough to have a Banshee. These maps are kind of small.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I would like one really big team battle map though. I hope they make like a very very big one.
Like Waterworks. I know we're talking about that.
They should bring back Sidewinder. That's the big U snow map from Halo 1.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You know, for some reason I get like a little Sidewinder feel when I play this new Valhalla because it's like that thing in the middle, that base in the middle. You know how like Sidewinder had that base in the middle?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? In between.
Yeah, and you can go all the way around and on the outside or cut through the fortress or take the portal.
Yeah,
And
the new Valhalla just gave me like a sense of that because like there's not really a map where there's just like this middle base. Right, like that's a pretty cool part of Valhalla, but it's pretty weird at the same time.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think they should if they had like a community created like different version of Sidewinder, that'd be good. Or even I'd like Containment. Remember back in the day, I remember just modding on that map, but it was just so big.
What was Containment?
Containment was when it came out in Halo 2. It was the biggest Halo map ever, and it was the snow map that was really large. And we used to mod on it. People who are watching this, if you hate modders, sorry, we modded in Halo 2 sometimes.
Filthy modders.
Not all the time, but we did have a modded Xbox. But you could it had like a brown base. Remember, you spawned at like a brown snow-covered base. It was very flat. It had like some underground tunnels, but it was mostly covered with snow. And then what we would do is
it was a DLC map, right?
Yeah, it was a DLC map.
Yeah,
we would spawn
yeah.
and we would jump from like one side of the map to the other, grab the flag, and then we would jump back.
Yeah.
And then
yeah,
if you
yeah.
ran, it would take you like half the match to like run there.
Yeah. That's right.
And
That's
we would
right.
just like jump around the map, and then
Yeah,
we'd
that-
shoot tanks out of the banshee, out
that
of the
map-
pistols.
God, that map was big. I forgot about that map.
But it would be fun to have like one big map, and then put in the mantis and the tank, and like 3 banshees or something like that. I don't know, like 2 banshees or some shit. It would be fun.
There's a lot on that.
Maybe that's too many vehicles, but you know what I mean.
8
Yeah.
banshees.
It would be fun to. That would be fun too.
That'd be like a cool playlist, just like a big ass empty map, and like you just like it's just banshee on banshee, like
Banshee
4 on 4
battle?
banshees, banshee battles.
That would be pretty fun, especially if it was
Like a-
4-on-4. That would be fun.
Yeah.
It was a map like
disable it so you can't like get out of the banshee by accident. You know what I mean?
or it just
Like
a thought that popped in my head, like because I remember they had a map like that in Halo 2, at least like a story mission. If you have like 2 towers kind of in the sky, like like a bunch of ways to jump off, but there's also a bunch of banshees around, so you can just play around those. Something
Yeah.
crazy like that. Almost like something vertical too, which they've done a lot of in the smaller maps in this game. I think something like that could be fun if they made it like another big team map to accommodate it.
Remember when they had that playlist where it was like 10 to 16 people, and it was teams of 2 or 3? Do you remember that?
I love that one.
That was pretty fun. It was like
That was
crazy
chaos.
matches on that.
It was wasn't it called like not Fiesta? It was called
Multi-team.
Multi-team. Yeah, that's it.
No, there is like a Fiesta playlist, and they're already talking about bringing that into here.
I forgot what that was exactly. What was like that was like a Halo 3 thing, Fiesta. That was like wasn't it like when you killed someone like confetti came out of them or something like or
Well, that's like started from the grunt thing when you kill the grunt, like the confetti
Yeah.
comes out. But I think it's like your weapons just change automatically, or like everyone spawns with like. I think every time you die, you spawn with a random weapon. I think that's what it is.
yeah, it's kind of like gun game, right? It's not like
Yeah.
a Call of Duty thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would also be fun in Halo 2, like a gun game. I love that in Call of Duty. That was such a fun game type. I used to shit on people with that.
Until someone gets a saw on a small map, and then Halo isn't
Yeah.
fun anymore. As you're just gunning 5
Yeah, but like
people
a
down
free for all
hallway.
match where you start with like a plasma pistol, or like maybe no, you'd want to start with something worse than that. Like I don't know, like just
A
you start
plasma.
with the assault rifle, and then like you keep going up from there. You know, and
Yeah.
then, like,
No,
you
yeah.
get-
So in that sense, I thought you're talking about more random weapons. If you're doing like the tiers, like Call of Duty had, I think that'd be a fun one with this one, considering how
Yeah.
many, like we talked about in the past, how many weapons are actually viable and you can actually.
yeah, totally. Like the needler is like a power weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
That'd be
I
pretty
got
fun.
I got killed by like a bolt shot the other day, like fast.
I love the bolt shot.
What bolt shot?
It's
That's
the
like the-
Promethean handgun. It shoots bursts of 3, and the burst
Oh yeah, I've used
homes
that.
in.
Yeah, I
And,
didn't
and
know
if,
that's what it was
I think if you get 3 full shots, or it's probably 4, but if you get 3, it's a quick kill.
yeah, I got
Nice
killed
and-
pretty fast.
I've like never used it. I picked it up like once before, but oops.
It's worth a bolt shot.
Wow, how dare you?
Got him.
What am I doing here? Okay, I'm gonna move our faces back to like full screen. I was just showing some Halo maps and stuff before when we were talking. So what else is going on? I guess. Oh, this is something I wanted to bring up. Well, first of all, 2 things. There's a new rocket launcher coming in December.
Huh?
I don't know if it's just the skin for one. I think it might just be like the skin of a rocket launcher. Like you know how like when you play Warzone, there's like different BRs. There's like the BR that has no recoil. I think it's just that. I don't think it's an actually new weapon. But I guess it was like a weapon in another Halo. I just don't remember. It was like called like the Spunker or something like that, like SPNKR or something like that. You know what I'm talking about? No.
It kind of sounds familiar, but I don't remember exactly.
It sounds familiar to me too. But it's going to be like this website is saying that it's an M41 rocket launcher, and then like there's going to be new skins, more like armor, stuff like that. This is going to be where like the Mark IV helmets come out, and that's like the original Halo helmet, right? That's like his armor. It's called like the Mark IV. So like they're actually going to put that into the game, so it's going to be available.
That's cool.
Yes, that's pretty interesting. And going back and forth here, I just wrote down in my notes that, and Chris kind of brought this up before when he said about the Mantis on Headlong, and the guy was shooting him on his team, that like in big team battle, it made me really notice that like having the weapon spawns have a timer is like good and bad, because you don't really notice it when you're playing 4v4 because there's less players, but like people are just standing next to the sniper. There's like 4 people trying to get the sniper, and it's like a clusterfuck. And it's kind of annoying, right? Like when you spawn.
Hilarious on some maps though.
Yeah, I guess at the end of the day, like everyone's gonna rush for the sniper and the rocket launcher off the beginning of the map. But now that it tells you when they're respawning, it just makes everybody do it again, and it's kind of annoying. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I guess in the smaller versions of maps, just a very standard team arena, it's easier to play around and kind of set it for them. But when you're playing a map like Headlong, I'm just thinking of like some funny scenarios when we're playing where there's the sniper rifle on a little bridge there in between like the one base and the tower, and whenever that would spawn, someone would just run out for it. Then you'd see like 4 or 5 people from the other team just like shooting them with BRs and just annihilating them right as they touch it. And, I mean that's pretty funny to me, but frustrating at the same time. But
yeah, it does kind of like bring in this new aspect to the game though, where like there's a fight over the sniper every time it spawns, which is kind of fun. It's like annoying, but it's fun at the same time because like normally there'd only be a fight in the beginning, and then like only really advanced players would be calculating when that was going to respawn, and then the fight wouldn't really last there again. And it kind of keeps people like concentrated in certain areas of the map, and it kind of keeps like when we were playing Big Team Battle, there wasn't many times where I felt like, man, like I'm just running around not doing anything right now. You know what I mean? I always felt like I was in action because there's always some like weapon spawning. I'm like, okay, I at least need to go contest rockets or sniper, right?
Yeah.
That's like a good. That's actually one of the benefits of having the weapon spawn. It creates like these little fights and stuff like that.
yeah, and I always just remember like people like playing some earlier Halos when some people would just like literally camp in spots for the sniper or something or the rockets. So I think even just having the timer kind of prevents that as well. Just so you don't see people just stand there waiting because they didn't get the sniper the first time. At least gives them a chance to wait for it.
Yeah,
Same with the
definitely.
vehicles too.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the vehicles don't really have timers, but that'd be an interesting thing if they did that. But that'd probably really be cluttered on the HUD as well. So I don't understand why they wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I don't know anything about like the vehicle respawn in this game because like I feel like different games and different Halos have had different rules on like what happens to the vehicle like after it explodes because like I was doing a lot of Warthog driving and like ghost driving in Warzone and Big Team Battle, and I kept saying like, I guess in Big Team Battle I kept saying, hey, destroy their Warthog. And like what I did the other day is I ran to the other team's base and I grabbed their Warthog and drove it back to my base. That's like an old school Halo strategy, but I don't know like what the respawn timer is. I feel like in the old Halo, the Warthogs don't respawn unless they blow up, right?
Yep.
I'm pretty sure that's what the deal is. So I think
Yeah.
what the best thing to do is if you're trying to shut down the other team's vehicle, you either take it before they get it or you shoot it till it's almost on fire, right? Because once they get in it, it's really weak. I think that was the pro strategy back in the day. You would like make it. Yeah, right? That's what it was?
Which is still a great level of troll.
Yeah, so that's a great
love
tip
it.
for anyone playing Big Team Battle. If you can't grab their Warthog or whatever, and you're in a Warthog, if you damage theirs, so if they get in it, it will take less shots for it to blow up. That's a really good tip. Maybe I'll make a YouTube video about that. Chris, did I tell you about my YouTube video for the Halo 5, the rig tips and tricks video I made? It's more of like a line and sights video. I think I told you I was making it, right?
Yeah, you did mention it because I was asking about you're talking about one platform and I was thoroughly confused about it.
Yeah. Well, first of all, you should check it out. But second, I put it on Reddit, and it actually got like sometimes if you post a video on Reddit, like people would just be like, stop spamming. So I try not to post a lot of videos on Reddit, because they'll like they'll dislike your video or downvote the comment. But immediately I had like a couple people be like, dude, this is incredible. Like I had no idea these existed. And then like I had 10 views and now it has over 400 views. And it has like 15 to 20 likes on the video itself. And then on Reddit, it got like 20 or 25 likes pretty fast. So I was pretty happy about that.
Nice.
Not like a lot, but decent amount for
An
what it
uptick.
was. Yeah, so I'm going to try to make more Halo 5 like line of sights videos because it's something that I just pick up in games is like, I don't know. I've always contested that like I'm not very good at aiming. I'm not the best Halo player in that sense, but I'm really good at like manipulating the maps to like get in weird spots. You know what I mean? I think that's like what helps. I like hiding around certain spots in the map. Or like,
If anything, by doing that, I think the biggest service you'll do to other players is finally figuring out the biggest answer of like where the fuck did I get sniped from, and they'll know maybe it was up there.
Yeah. Well, then
As they
again,
become
like,
more familiar.
yeah, I guess this is good and bad. Like, giving away spots is good and bad because you're giving away like little secrets that you have. But yeah. Oh,
Which
and-
we'll found eventually.
yeah, eventually, yeah. Oh, and guess what? There's some crazy. So I'm going to go all over the place. I just have a lot of stuff. Halo 5. I've been like reading so much Halo 5 shit at work. There's a bunch of Easter eggs in the game. Obviously, you know, Halo is known for that. Bungie and 343 is like continuing the trend with like skulls and Easter eggs and stuff like that. But it looks like this year there's a bunch of multiplayer Easter eggs, even from the standpoint of like under the invis on the rig, you could shoot the invis and the platform falls. So that's like a trolley kind of like Easter egg. But there's an Easter egg where on the rig. Okay, this is gonna get a little complicated, so just follow me here. On the rig where the invisibility is, you know where the platform is.
Yeah.
Underneath invisibility, on the left and right side, there's a catwalk. So if you fall, you can land on the catwalk. On the other side of the map, in this bottom pit area, there's a little like it looks like a little trampoline, and it's tan. It's like a tan trampoline, almost looks like a drum, and it's on the back side of the map, and you could jump there to go to nest. If you're from basement, you can jump down on this little trampoline, and then you can jump to nest. I don't know if you've ever noticed it. It's like a little thing. I've seen people like jump on it before. Anyway, some guy figured like, hey, why don't I fucking ground and pound this and see what happens? So if you ground and pound this thing, it opens up these like silos on the other side of the rig, and if you blow up these silos, then this like giant monster comes out of the sky on the other side of the map and like eats the map or some shit like that. It's crazy.
You've been
What?
smoking some good stuff, man.
Dude, it's crazy. It's like it's like a giant. They call it like the giant monster Easter egg on the rig. It's hilarious. You have to
Now,
watch
another
it.
conspiracy theory. Is it the monster that you can see swimming around the beginning of Fathom when the map loads in? There's some connections we need
Oh
to make.
shit, dude! I didn't even realize there was a monster. I never paid attention.
Yeah, if you that's another map. I'm sure there's another Easter egg. 'Cause if you actually pay attention out the windows, which I did one time when I was looking to pick up a weapon, which I'm sure you guys have always done this. You see like 4 opens on the ground. You keep kind of slowly walking around this one spot until you can click X.
Yeah,
on
and you're
the right
like not
thing.
looking at the ground. You're just like moving
Yeah,
back and forth, like
you're just
holding
walking.
X. You're
And
like-
then I look out and I realize like, hey, there's some things out in the ocean.
Yeah, after this video, we'll watch it together. We don't have to watch it together. But I'll send you the video. I'll post it in the YouTube video description. But it's I didn't watch the whole thing because I was at work. But like this big monster comes out and like the guy was in theater mode, and it's just like I don't know if you can see it from the map because he was in theater mode. He was like in a third person view. But like all this crazy shit happened. Like I guess there's a lot of serious fucking Easter eggs in this game that like are bigger than normal. You know.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know about any of that.
Have you been
Yeah,
on the
where's-
Halo 5 Reddit, Chris?
I once or twice when we first started playing. Not entirely since. I guess
Ah.
you guys have been so good on keeping up on info too. So
Yeah, I'm surprised
It's,
though. I know you're a big Reddit person, NBA.
oddly enough, I've been watching. I always check the Kotaku like highlight videos, and there's always a bunch of good Halo plays on those amongst other games that pop up. But I'm getting a good fix from them.
Okay.
But I'll definitely have to check them out soon.
Yeah, I mean, the Halo 5 Reddit is just like, you know, there's just a lot of, obviously on Reddit there's always a lot of news going on, and the Halo one's pretty good too, you know. There's a lot of different like stuff going on in the Reddit. It's like all the Halos combined, so you see a bunch of different stuff. Like even right now, just some more information. I guess a lot of people are suffering from like theater not being able to bookmark games or losing bookmarks. Didn't you have an issue with that, Chris?
Yeah, I literally, and it's annoying because the whole reason why it was the first time I went back into theater to try to get something because I just had a silly kill with a sticky grenade on headlong. I took a ramp and I threw it, it bounced off the ground, hit some guy in the shin. He probably was pissed, but I wanted to like just go and bookmark that, and I was literally pressing the left stick button on it, and it would not let me bookmark it. And like I restarted my Xbox, and it didn't give me the option on any videos to actually click and bookmark. It wasn't registering, so that's really
Right.
annoying.
I think it looks like they put in a hot fix, so to fix that.
Well, it makes me hot and bothered. Then I'm happy.
According to Tay Reddit.
I'm gonna have to go test that out.
Yeah, we'll see. So when's the last time you guys played Halo? I think Tom's
2 days
playing right
ago?
now.
Yeah.
I'm
He's like looking
doing
away.
I'm doing that Easter egg thing on Rig, and this is freaking sweet.
You're watching it or you're doing it?
It's like the Kraken comes out, bro. Yeah,
It definitely is
it's
a sea monster.
that's actually it's the Kraken. That's exactly what it is. Because he lifts up. There's a boat out in the distance, and he lifts it up and eats it. And now it's blowing up. Now there's a big fire. Now it's going back into the ground. That's pretty sweet, man. That's
That's
cool.
awesome. So anyone watching, go on Rig and do that. Get attacked by a
it's
sea monster.
it's real.
Yeah, totally.
So you know what silos they are?
The back, like behind catwalk, almost like.
It's like you mentioned them in your video.
Yeah.
Like the thing you like being like jumped on top of. That's pretty sweet, man.
That's a pretty intense Easter egg, right? Because they put in the map like these little silos come out of the ground, right?
Yeah.
So like that's
Yeah.
a pretty big like Easter egg that they put in. Like the map kind of like changes.
And when
Now
you
that- now
ground pound that thing, it actually like breaks it. Like it's like the drum looking thing.
So did you die when you ground pounded it?
Nah, it's just on like a 45-degree angle now.
Interesting. So I'm saying, like, what other stuff can you ground and pound and like blow up in this game? Who knows?
And the bigger thing is, what does this mean for competitive
Oh
balance?
wow! What the hell?
Like it'd be what?
If
like,
you shoot plasma grenades, they blow up. Like if you shoot them on the ground.
well, that makes sense. I think if you even shoot a frag grenade in the air, it blows up.
But
Remember that?
yeah, but that's like after someone throws it. Like
Yeah. Oh, you
feel
mean
like we're
like
playing a
you mean
different
like
game.
just the grenade on the ground? Like
Yeah.
not even after throwing it?
yeah,
No way.
I just shot a plasma and it blew up.
Oh, that's pretty crazy, actually.
All right,
There's
I'll
a lot
stop.
of theory crafting that needs to be done now.
Wow. No, imagine. I wonder how much damage it does. Like you zoom in and snipe the plasma grenade underneath the guy. Final kill cam.
Or get like a double with it or something.
What I'm more interested in is what is the medal called for that? I'm sure it's something silly.
They would need a medal for that. I wish, dude. I really wish that they put in a final kill cam for this game. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
oh, someone joined our chat before and I didn't realize, and they asked, "What game are we talking about here?" And the name of our podcast is Halo 5 Podcast. So, like, if you can't figure it out, then
Is he still watching?
no.
I say, well, we just lost a viewer.
Their name was Saya G.
Shout out to Saya G.
Shout out Saya G.
Thanks for stopping by.
On Twitch. So yeah, well, I was asking originally. So when's the last time you played Halo? You were playing Halo before, Tom, before the podcast?
Yep. I play like once a day, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tend to binge mine. I'll like skip a day or two, but then like I tend to do in most games. I'll like sit down and literally play for 5 straight hours. Mostly on Saturdays now, but like I'll binge and go through sessions. So I might end up doing that for the rest of the night afterwards, or definitely tomorrow, considering the Thanksgiving holiday.
Yeah. Tomorrow I have a half day at work, so I'm gonna be playing after like 2 or 3 o'clock. I'm gonna binge at least like 4 hours in on tomorrow. Maybe I'll play right now.
I got a half day tomorrow too, so I'll play.
Nice. I definitely got to get some time because I'm going to be away this weekend, so I'm not going to have time to play over the weekend.
So now is the perfect time.
So now is a good time. I'll miss this weekend's double XP, but that's okay. It's not double XP. It's bonus XP or whatever it is. But
Which is still
Yeah.
nice.
yeah, I guess I'll miss that. And what else? Just some things we were talking about before the podcast. So, well, right now, Tom, you probably saw this. This is kind of old news now, but we have to bring it up in the podcast that for anybody that hasn't seen it, because I guess I feel like if you're into the game, you're probably reading news, but some people don't read anything like about Halo or video game stuff. But the competitive prize pool went up to 1.7 million now,
Yep.
and the last 700,000 is from Breakpoint. So originally it went up to 1.5, and now it's 1.7.
And they announced all the dates and stuff for the HCS,
Yeah.
like the day like all the events, which I like. Yeah, because it's all online. Besides like the quarterfinals, semifinals, and like finals, like those are like actual like LAN events. But kind of happy that like because they could have took all like those rec points and like put that towards like events. You know what I mean? So it's kind of nice that they're just doing it all online and just making it a bigger prize pool.
Yeah, and I mean, they haven't announced like what percentage of the rec points they're putting to this pool, but regardless, 700,000 is a lot to put
Yeah.
into it. So I definitely give them props for that.
Especially them only being like $3 or $2, depending on which one you buy.
Yeah, it's a lot. Definitely. Have you guys bought any rec packs?
I think I bought like 2 gold ones. That's it.
Okay.
I haven't found the. I could see myself buying packs like on the tail end of. Like I can imagine a scenario where I have like most of the like I can see that percentage of customized items almost being full, and if it's like rare, very rare legendary items, I think I would buy maybe some gold packs if I could like had a chance to complete it. But right now, I think with a lot of the boosts, and if you stay on top of using boosts and like Arena and Warzone, packs come fairly fast to you. So I haven't found the need yet. I like the fact that they do come pretty fast if you get like a good boost going. So
Same. I mean, I definitely see myself supporting Halo and 343, especially the free maps and a lot of like the stuff they were doing. Like it's like League, you know, you want to spend money to support them if they're doing stuff you like. Plus,
Yeah.
like there's some reasons why you'd want to get the packs, but I agree with you. I'm gonna wait till I get more stuff filled out, so I have a better chance of getting like a legendary item, or something along those lines.
yeah.
I just want a pistol skin really bad, so I just impulse buy them.
I was literally about to say, like, if someone offered you $50 for a pistol skin, like a common one, you would buy it right now.
Yeah. I still don't have one.
What was the what was the whole joke about like no shield on my X, Chris, that you were talking about?
No, it's just or Tom's call out all the time. Like whenever you play, like whenever Tom loses like a duel, like 1-on-1, and he knows he's like a shot away from getting a pistol kill, he's just like, oh, no shield on my X, and it's like guaranteed every time. Or like if he wins it, then he's like, dude, that guy sucked. Like why you even play Halo? So it's a very polarized reaction. It's either one or the other. And the amount of times I've heard like no shield on my X, I just love saying it. Like whenever Tom's just doing anything now. And it just makes me laugh because that's like the guaranteed response when you just lost, like hoping someone else will clean up the fight.
Wow, those are both pretty good like podcast names. If we named it On My X or No Shield Podcast, that's funny.
I'm fond of no shield on my X.
No Shield on my X. I say that a lot though too, but that's classic Tom. Like,
Just the amount of frustration with it, you're like, oh come on, shield on my X.
or the best, like even if you still Tom's kill it, all you hear is like,
There goes my CSR points.
like it could literally be like 40. It's 49 to 49. Like Tom, this guy's about to kill you in the back, and then you get the kill. And Tom gets the assist. You're just like, dude, come on.
Victory. We're all happy. He's pissed.
Whatever, man. Fuck y'all.
Unreal, dude. You hate that stuff.
I think my favorite Tom moment so far in this was the whole remember Halo 2 thing that I've also been saying. For listeners who don't know, Tom and Ray, obviously, and our other friend Steve were huge into Halo 2, way more than I was. So a bit of the hidden nostalgia when this game started getting big and we started playing it. Anytime something would happen, anytime something familiar happened, the whole conversation went into, remember Halo 2 when this happened? And it would just keep going and going and going. And there was a point in the match where Tom and our other friend Steve here, who's not here now, but they got a kill. It was just it was like a team kill. It was like double pistols, and they killed the guy quick. And they're like, remember in Halo 2 when we used to set up this and this? At the same time, I got a triple kill, like 2 perfect kills and a stick. It's like arguably the best Halo play I ever made. You guys are like circle jerking about something that happened 5 years ago.
Because it was a classic bait and switch, man. It was good.
Yeah, and I had the classic triple kill, double perfect 1 stick kill, and it was impressive.
This happen all the time.
The bait and switch.
The bait and switch. What are you guys running a heist? It's a Halo match.
Yeah, it's like Steve, like you shoot the guy like twice, and then he runs behind the corner, and then you pop out with a fresh shield and finish him off. It's classic.
The bait and switch.
It's the
It is
bait
pretty
and switch.
classic.
You get behind him, I'll push. Is that the next play?
You steer, all push.
Yeah.
That's funny, man. Steve has Steve been playing Halo at all?
No.
We could get Steve on the podcast. Now he doesn't play.
Steve's
No, but I mean, he does have he usually does have good commentary on with the way games play. So I would like to hear his thoughts on. I mean, just hearing him talk about League whenever we play, I think he'd be good to get some opinions on. He's as troll as he may be, he does have a good voice and eye for things.
That's
Well,
true.
it's
I don't know how he stays up to date with everything, even though he doesn't play. He's on top of all the video game knowledge there is.
He probably knows
No.
more about Halo 5 than I do, and I've played probably like 50 times the hours he has.
Yeah. Right now, amongst the podcast hosts, Tom has the most time played. Like, you have 2 days and 10 hours played. I don't know
Do
how
I?
much Chris plays, but I know Chris is near 2 days. Maybe like
Yep.
one day and a half. And I have a day played.
Chris is a higher like Spartan champion than me though, which is weird.
I think Warzone experience. I play because I played a decent amount of those, and those
You
really.
have a higher what?
It's like
I think XP level.
Spartan level, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's probably why. Yeah.
Which
That
is
makes
why
sense.
I think people if people do want rec packs, I know like Tom has no interest whatsoever about Warzone, but if you really want to get packs and experience fast and get some of those things going, like commendation packs, just spamming some Warzone games, it has some like rare and ultra rare like XP boosts and things like that. It really kicks up fast, especially when you get like 5,000 rec points for a game and all the kills if you do well. It really is a nice just boost to whatever you're trying to get.
Yeah, for sure. I didn't know that when you use I didn't know this until like early last week that when you use your boost, that if you don't get it that game, you lose it. I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, there are some that are a lot of them are just finish the match,
Yeah.
which I like. But then there's like the assist one, which is decent, and that's my favorite one because I know how many times I can't finish kills and someone else will. So I like those in Slayer, but like the victory ones seem to be a good boost, but those are obviously hit or miss. You actually have to win to complete them,
Yeah.
or like actual Spartan kills. Warzone seems to have a lot more actually, but yeah, there are. It seems like it's high risk, high reward. Well, the risk is you lose it completely, so there is no trade off in that point. But yeah, there's a lot of them.
Oh, let's see. Oh wow, Tom and you were almost tied in time played. I didn't know that. Okay.
I'll
You
take
guys
that.
are an hour apart.
Catching up to me, Chris.
I will take that.
Yeah, you guys are catching up for sure. And just one other thing, I guess. Well, couple other things before we end this, because we're a little over like an hour, around an hour, so we're pretty good. You can have your. I think we might have talked about this last time. I forget. But you can have your Halo figurine 3D printed through a company that Halo has teamed up with, 343 teamed up with, like their official. It's like officially made through like their. I guess they're making like their official vendor. Like it's not some weird third party company. Like it is a third party company, but like they're partnered with Halo.
Yeah.
The product looks average. I looked at pictures of it. I don't know if you saw like the 3D printed Halo figurines. They look okay. They don't look like amazing. I guess it's because they're 3D printed. They look kind of like plasticky. Like they're not like they don't have like a gloss finish or anything like that. Like not something that would be made like from a toy store, from like mass produced. But it is pretty cool that you could get your character printed. The only thing is though is that you can't select. You can create your character before it gets 3D printed on the website, but you can't select any armors you don't have. So it's only stuff that you would have right now. So if you don't have a lot of helmets or visors or anything like that, you probably don't want to get your dude printed. And I didn't see a price, but if it's reasonable, I'll probably print a dude that I have just for fun and to have it as like a collectible. I think that'd be cool, right?
And I know you can do like different sizes too, right?
I have no idea about the size.
Yeah, you can do like a small, medium, or like large or something like that. You can get them like different heights and stuff.
Okay, yeah, I think it would just be fun to do it, like just to have my little dude. But I
Yeah.
don't know what color I would pick or like what style. I feel like I change my guy's color all the time.
I just fell in love with the one I have now. I have like a mix of gray and black, but I have the one legendary thing I do have is like a blood red visor called Crimson. So it's just like this white gray and black with this red visor, and it looks really cool. Just
Yeah, I
pops.
have it on the stream right now or on YouTube for anybody watching Chris's character. Yeah, you have like it's almost like you have a white suit, like stormtrooper status, but then you have like a lot of gray detail, so it looks pretty cool. You're like all white and gray. It almost looks like your dude's wearing like a winter jacket, like with crazy design on it. And then
Spartan Peacock.
yeah, and then you have like the really cool red like visor. And it almost looks like red and gold kind of together.
Yeah, it's a nice
Crimson.
hue to it, and
Yeah.
I'm glad I got that. Was like one of the first packs I opened. I'm glad I had that one because it's so cool.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. And you're sticking with the elk emblem.
Fear the deer, man. Fear the deer.
Nice.
There are some cool ones I noticed. I have to I there are some cool ones when you level, and especially when you get some certain weapons. I do like that almost in the Call of Duty mold, where if you get like a certain amount of kills or medals, then they give you a reward based on like that whatever it was, like shotgun kills, vehicle kills, things like that. So I know there's a bunch. I haven't looked in a while. I saw the deer and immediately changed to the deer. I have
That's
no
pretty
problem
cool.
sticking with the deer, but I'm sure there's some cooler ones I have to take a look at.
Yeah, what's Tom's right now?
My logo, it's like I kept the same one. It's like the helmet with the horns.
Oh, I see. I hope they really. I don't know if they will, but I hope they start putting in all of the Halo emblems and they put in the happy face and the frowny face that me and Tom always have.
I know. I missed that
That's
weed
good.
line, man. That's
Yeah,
what
for-
me and Regis always rock.
Yeah, me and Tom forever playing Halo. We did a lot of team doubles back in Halo 2, and I would do like the frowny face, and Tom would do the happy face, and we had the gray to white variant,
Yep.
right?
The
And-
fade background.
Yeah, the fade background with and each of our faces were white. Or did we do opposite? Like, I think both of our faces were white,
Yeah.
and we just had it like. I don't know why that was like our thing,
Yeah, that was.
but it just became like our little tag team icon.
Yeah, I was pretty upset how you unlock all the logos. How like they weren't all available to you.
But they might not even be in the game yet, though. That logo, I don't even think is in the game. They said they're going to be like releasing like classic Halo emblems as the game goes on. So that, I mean, unfortunately, that might not even make it into the game. But you would expect them to put like, there's really no classic Halo emblems in this game. Like I'm not remembering them off the top of my head, but there's so many.
Well,
like,
the one I'm using was in Halo 2.
yeah. I have it up on the screen for anybody looking. And your dude looks pretty cool too, Tom. I have that same helmet, I think, but that's a dope helmet.
And the flame dude, the flame armor.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
You have 420 games played, bro. 420 no scope. That's hilarious.
Smoke 'em if you got them, dude.
That's
420
awesome.
clan.
So, you guys want to play some Halo? It's 9:17.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
down.
Can I just have a parting thought or story for the cast to end
Yeah,
this?
of course.
First game we played on Tuesday. I know Big Team Battle just installed, or when it was just me and you playing, Ray. We played a bunch of games, and we wanted to just test one game out before we logged off. And we went to Big Team Battle. It was our first one playing. We got a recurve. And I just remember I hopped on the Mongoose, and you were talking about the pineapple grenade thing, which is for people who don't know. If you're on the back of the Mongoose now, you have unlimited grenades, and the medal is called Pineapple if you get it. So
Pineapple
it's really
Express.
cool.
Yeah,
Pineapple
Pineapple
Express,
Express,
even
yeah.
better. So it's a really cool incentive to be on there and back now, especially now that the Mongoose, the driver, can shoot, which is really cool. And I just remember we went around for a few minutes to start that match, and I was just shooting people, and you were just tossing grenades, and I had the biggest stupid grin on my face because I remember it was just a nice throwback to how fun, like, I guess in the Halo 2 or just Halo mold in general, just like getting in a vehicle with like people or playing in a group and just like doing just the dumbest shit in a match and like just getting kills, and it's silly and it's quick, it's explosive, and it's fun, and I'm so happy that they brought it back.
Yeah, totally.
That's cool.
It was so much fun. We were like in the Mongoose, and then me and Chris were in like the Warthog immediately after that, and we were having so much fun, dude. Just running
Just
around that map.
giggling like a child, and then we got blown up, and we are just like, oh, that was good, and then and it continued.
Remember in Halo 2, if you had rockets in the past. Fuck you, Chris. If you had the rockets in the passenger seat and you like drive off a hill and shoot the ground, you do like crazy ass barrel rolls
Oh
and shit.
yeah, Chris, you probably don't even know anything about that. We used to roll that all the time. Like we would run in the Warthog, and then Tom would just like aim down the rockets, and we would jump over parts of the map.
Yeah,
That shit.
you would just fly and just do like 1080s, and it was so much fun.
Yeah, that was really fun. I hope they fix the Warthog physics in this game. They acknowledged it online that they were going to fix it.
Too easy to
That's an
flip.
issue. It's just too many. There's too many things. Like sometimes you hit a teammate, you like tap a teammate and he dies. Sometimes you run into an enemy and they fly off the Warthog. Sometimes you hit like a rock and it just flips over. It's very like the people are saying that the Warthog isn't heavy enough like in the game. Where like if you try to like climb up some wall, like up like a kind of like some terrain, it just like flips over. And like in the other Halos, it would like kind of climb up a lot of like terrain and stuff like that. It's
Yeah.
like I don't know what that would be, but I think they said that they have like a fix for it. So
One of my favorite things also just popped in my mind. I hope it happens soon. One of my favorite things in Halo ever is when you're driving Warthog or you're a passenger, and then someone from the other team hops in or is the passenger. Then it becomes this like weird diplomatic
that is always the best.
situation where like who's gonna get out first, like what's gonna happen. You don't want to shoot each other because you're kind of in this together, and then it's almost like a Stockholm syndrome scenario, and then someone else blows you up most likely, and that's how it ends. But I'm still waiting for that to happen.
Dude, that hasn't happened to me at all. But I have had some funny moments of like meleeing people in a Warthog. Like the Warthog's stuck up against a wall, and I'm just like meleeing them in the Warthog. I've had some like really funny scenarios, and we had that hilarious. You were in that game, Tom, right? Where like I was in a ghost, and someone else was in a full Warthog, and we rammed into this guy who had the flag, and like the whole map blew up.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, I was dying. That was funny as hell.
It was really funny. I have that video, so I'm gonna post that on YouTube eventually, but I have to edit it. But yeah.
Do you have all of our voices too, or no?
No,
Oh my god.
you know
bro.
what though? I might have been streaming during that, but no, I have it from like every angle. So
Bro, I was crying. I was legitimately tearing from laughing so hard.
yeah, I don't think
I just like
have the
watched
voices.
it from like an aerial view. It was just, like I just like watched it all unfold. It was hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah, even watching it in the theater mode was really funny. It's probably bad for the podcast, but anyways, this guy stole our flag, and like he was running out of the base, and I was in a ghost, and everyone was just like, everyone saw this flag guy. Chris shot him and marked him, and everybody knew like the flag guys were right there, and pretty much like me and a Warthog full of dudes and a rocket all came in at one time. It was like a rocket shooting, the Warthog coming in, and me, the ghost, and then it hit, and everyone died but me. Even everyone on our team died, like in the Warthog. It was like 6 people died at one time just to kill the flag. It was hilarious.
By any means necessary.
It was hilarious.
Oh, it was hilarious.
And
Man.
the timing was like incredible.
It was. It was because like the way I was like I saw everyone like going in right, but then like the icon for the kill flag guy was like behind like a rock, and like I just saw all these people running and like the ghost and Warthog, and then like everyone went like behind the rock like out of my view, and then I just saw like 10 X's. Like it was just really funny. It was fucking hilarious.
That's good stuff, man. It's definitely a fun playlist. I hope it doesn't get like too competitive and like ruin that like fun, because right now it's like in a fun place. You know what I mean? They definitely need that to be like social playlist. So
What's that? Yeah.
hopefully that's coming soon, man. All right, so I guess we're pretty good. You guys got anything else, Chris? Before we go?
No, if anyone's listening, like we are, go play some Halo.
Yeah, go play some Halo. Feel free to add us on Halo. I'll put our Twitter and like usernames in the description below. Feel free to join our Spartan company. We have a Spartan clan company style thing on Halo Waypoint, and that's still free. The still free faction. It's actually